What's up everyone, Speedy here. In this 2v2 video, we're going to be doing 2 live games as well as 1 replay review. So let's get right into it. Okay, here we are in game number 1. And one of the guys on the opposite team just lost against him in the warm-up game. And here we go. Just missed that. Let's try, buddy. Already aware of how you play. Got that teammate. Yeah, if you're DC there, you want to be careful about flipping and then flipping, like front flipping like that, to where you end up getting a soft touch downward. That's obviously going to be up for everything pretty early. Ooh, almost got that. Trying to do Reddles proud. He just retired, and I want him to try to get some good demos this game. I got 3 in a row, so I'm happy. You see me already up there. I have no idea where the fuck you are. You should not be going up like that too as a second man. A shot towards net. Cover high here on the backboard. Hey, you want to play it so badly, fucking take the ball and see if you do something with it. And now you just aren't there at all. Good shit, dude. Yeah. Cut rotation, do something with it. And you can't play that deep as a second man and then just not be there. Like, come on. I know I'm down in the trenches of Diamond 3, but it's like that feels like such a basic thing, right? I'm gonna use all of this boost to be able to not get that. I just can't really do anything there. Probably should have saved backboard, but honestly it's just awkward. Fine, dude. Okay, nice. You want to cut the play and then don't do anything practical with it. Nice. Interesting first game, but you know, we'll take it. Main thing was like once I make my plays first man, I had no need to make any more like movement towards the ball once it's already in the corner and the possession was changed. All I had to do was just put pressure and leave. Sometimes that's the best thing. DC's touch. Try to rotate back just to be safe. This up. Should have a shot. Nice finish. Game's over at this point. Bird just straight up pieced the fuck out, man. That's funny. Understand that, but good thing is I have all chat off, so random teammates saying toxic or toxico. Game's over. Weird game. GG. Not sure what the dude said. Yeah, I have no idea what he said, but all good. And get into the next game. Oh, I got DC on my team. Interesting. Yeah, unfortunately, he shoots it directly where I'm landing. I can't really move. I'm like, oh, great. Okay, though. I grab this boost. I'm gonna play it low. Rotate back. Usually you want to kind of default to grabbing pads that are in a safe position, and then if you have time you can grab big boost. Used a lot of boost there, but really wanted to cover the worst case scenario. Pick up the wall here. It's actually going to force it over into a safe spot for us, so that's fine. Two teammates up in a position, so I can't really safely go on the spot where he could go. Or missed the open net. All good. And then navigate the bump attempt. Good save by teammate. He gets bumped. Got both of those boosts. Teammate should have open space. We can finish. This is the open double. Best thing you can do is flick it. Good control touch. I can't follow safely. Teammate go. I'm gonna leave that mid boost for teammate. That way he gets it on rotation. Yes. Good pass, man. We give him on your right. Fault. I wish he did something with the completely free possession, because he had literally a free ball, and of course he loses possession immediately while I'm rotating back, which is probably the most wonderful thing you could have happen to you, is you give somebody a free ball and they just change possessions immediately. What in tarnations just happened? What happened there? Why are they both going for the mid boost there? What the fuck are they doing? Teammate is trolling. Love it. To the far side, he's not going to save that very easily. Let's get that. All good. Timmy needs to go. Thanks, teammate. Fantastic play. Play rotationally safe here. And GG. That's how you win the game. Take control and pop that ball into the ground. Make sure you secure the win. Okay, here we are in the replay portion of the video. Interesting game. Made a couple of rotational mistakes later in the game. Those I will get into as we kind of get to them. I get bumped there, unfortunately. The trip actually messed up an open net. So what you do here is you just focus on rotating. You know, get yourself to cover wide. So you see I'm covering and shadowing an angle that's going to keep Geek Kid from having lots of options. So like here I can go for this touch. I wanted to go for the shot, but the problem is you can see Geek is already on the right side covering the shot. So I pop it left instead. Wanted to get a touch here. Unfortunately, I actually got a pretty bad touch as it gave possession away. I do get a bump there. At this point, I'm like, okay, well, bring it back. I get it to safety. We do get a team touch there, so that works out. And I see Bendaka go ahead. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go here. Got this boost pad. Try to be in a position to cover. Everyone's missing. I cut rotation a little bit there, just directly rotating. Specifically at this point here. This bounce here, I honestly, I could have gone either more to my left or actually literally just gone straight up the other way and been behind Bandaka. So that way I was more in the flow of rotating in a position where I could actually have a proper like way to work with. I see he goes for the touch and he goes to go sidewall. That's fine. I don't mind that. It doesn't result in anything specifically, but I understand the effort towards it. This spot here wasn't really a shootable opportunity. This landing dash there. I'm just watching for Trip. Trip doesn't have really a shot that's accurate, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna bang it over. Wanted to go for a better touch than I did here. Honestly, I pushed myself too far on the left on the aerial there. If I were more on the right, I'd have been able to pinch that middle, and that actually would have been a perfect spot. Teammate did get bumped, unfortunately, so it was kind of in a weird spot. He was giving a call out saying that he was in position, but immediately after he gave that call out, he gets demoed. So I was like, well, not really in position. Bring that to safety. I'll just watch for the next touch here. Naka does a good job of getting a touch there. It's a bit awkward because it does come across our net. There, I just can't safely go. But here, I'm like, okay, I'm going to grab this boost, play the high, bump him a bit, then force him awkward, hop it above him so that way it's awkward for him, mess up my wave dash, something classic Speedy does. He's a little more air rolled than I should have there. An awkward situation too, just because like teammate missing there. Here, I'm just watching for Geek to see if he's going to push the ball more like to the side here, or from the side to the middle. They're just trying to bang the ball forward. In this position, what I wanted to do is like, okay, I grab pads. I kind of cut rotation a little bit on teammate. This was actually decent, but still not great. Everyone's kind of getting out of sorts. I should have just honestly let teammate go for this, because once he stopped, I had momentum, but once he stopped, honestly, I should have seen that he was in that position. He wouldn't have known I was there, and I was in the position where I could see him. Situation, it worked out, but generally just have to be careful there. That's one of the kind of big rotational mistakes, and there is one later in the game where we get scored on. And it's because of me cutting a rotation. They decide to AFK kickoff strat. Sometimes people will do that for reasons I will not understand. Unfortunately, I get a crazy awkward bounce. I get a super downward bounce. It literally bounced just off the edge of the curve, so it bounced super down. I was not anticipating it to be that down. I was anticipating more of a forward, kind of forward ball that I could work with for the double tap. Didn't work out, and that's fine. That is what it is. Do get the bump on their first man, so they just don't really have time to be able to get an offensive attack going. We're doing a good job of really holding most of the pressure this game. I Paik here, because just originally just Geek already had went, and teammate gets a good shot. They're just being in a position where I can follow up on a play, but you want to also be in a position where you're not overcommitting to a play that hasn't happened, because then you're just leaving your teammate into bad positions, and that's not really an easy thing to put your teammate into. Get another goal here. I'm not sure what happened here. I got the 50-50 there on the kickoff. Lose the kickoff. Not a good kickoff here. I could have put that better. He just gets position right away and they troll. Okay. Yeah, here I played this a little passively, and then I also get a really poor touch. This should have gotten us scored on, honestly. This is just a bad play. If I want to make a touch, I need to be making a touch from the left of the ball. So as the ball's coming up here, like coming up this way, I need to be on the left and hitting it like that. So that way it goes all the way along the sidewall towards their, essentially their side of the field. Otherwise this will happen. So I need to be a little bit better about that. This is when we start to have the rotational problem. I start cutting rotation. I went there, I got a little panicky there. This is kind of a tunnel vision. I should have just let teammate go. He was kind of like obviously waiting there and waiting for a while, so he was in a position where he could follow up on that. I'm kind of overextending, so I'm trying to get myself back to post. Fuck up my wave dash because, you know, it's speedy. But they kind of get an awkward touch. He tries to get a save there and ends up actually home goal, unfortunately. All good though. That mistake aside, we've had most of the pressure this game, which is a good sign. It's a good sign when you have a lot of the pressure in the game. Here, tried to jump high just to see if I can get myself set up for 50-50. setting up additional shot pressure. Immediately just rotate back. You get a good beat though. Pops the ball up. Waiting for trip shot. Teammate does a good job saving it. I actually honestly should have just given them more space. I'd make that more awkward than I need to. Here really, I need to wait and would probably play high like on the backboard, and then teammate would have been able to challenge that low side and would have been fine. A better place for me for sure from seeing this angle again. Yeah, I definitely should have been on the backboard and just played backboard there, and that would have honestly gone totally differently there. This is a great touch to the center here. Quick dashes just to get myself moving forward. You're fake here. The reason I wanted to do that is just to try to make it awkward. That way the opponent can't necessarily have an easy free space to work with. I fake there on my goal line, and then here obviously just get an open net, you just dunk those in. So overall, it was a good game. It was a well-played game, especially by my teammate and I. We both honestly played really well this game. But definitely the main thing is just be careful about cutting as first or second man, just being aware of your rotational flow, especially on defense. Defense, it could be a little more awkward, so you just want to kind of gauge the feel of the play. For example, the ball's in the corner, your teammate's already front post, and you're kind of rotating back this way. Try to play high, so you can now cover this high side. So if they make a play, teammates covering the low, you're covering high, and then you're in a position where you can cover that. So things like that. Just try to be aware of your rotations and movement. This will help you kind of start to improve your understanding of your overall play. And even though it does come with time, I would say that with your play, as you keep practicing it, you will get better. It just takes time. You have to be very much purposeful and have intent when you play. And what that means is you need to play with a focus on making specific plays and making specific moves happen and certain mechanics happen. So if you're on the sidewall, recognize your options. If you are somebody that's practiced sidewall plays, going into a fast aerial or into an air dribble or whatever, even double taps and resets, make sure that's something you've practiced well enough to actually have the confidence to do, and also not be overconfident. If you're not really confident going into it, do not commit to it. Better to let the ball roll back down, place for 50-50, be a lot safer. That's just one of many examples. If there's situations where you're not really comfortable rotationally speaking, better just, if in doubt, rotate out, especially if you're first man. If you cannot make a play as first man, then you need to be rotating into a position where you can make a play. Sometimes that means rotating back behind your teammate so your teammate can cycle in and make a play before the attacking or soon-to-be attacking team collects possession, essentially your opponents, collects possession, and then adds this pressure to you now defensively. So you want to try to transition and cycle through your plays more effectively and quickly than your opponents. That will allow you a little bit more breathing room, especially in those transition plays where there's kind of these weird lulls for just a brief moment where the transition of possession hasn't fully happened, but you have an opportunity to take it back or to contest it further. And those are things you want to be aware of, especially as either first man cycling out or second man rotating into the first man position. So these are things you can definitely improve from. That being said though, if you want me to replay review your games, let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And if you enjoyed watching this video, make sure you hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Speedy Man out.